Good day, my happy friends. I am Drew Eric Miller, and thanks for choosing my podcast. With so much content in the world today, it's my honor to bring you just a little more happiness with each listen. I used to wonder, can I be happier? Can I live a rich, abundant life? Can I dream big and manifest my dreams? The short answer is yes, I can. After much dedicated research, I have discovered beneficial action steps, tools, and life hacks while thriving on my journey to deep and meaningful happiness. In this podcast, I am sharing my research so you too can thrive on your journey to happiness. So get comfortable with a notepad or journal, and together we will manifest happiness. Good day, welcome back. Today's question is simple. Can I take 1,000 action steps? We desire a happier life. In order to have a happier life, we need to embrace it and create a mental equivalent to ensure we attract and manifest our happiest life. In episode 9, I shared how to embrace a happier life. Basically, when you have a desired goal to create for yourself, each day you embrace small action steps to move you towards your desired goal. By embracing your desired goal, you manifest it into reality. In episode 10, I shared how to create a mental equivalent. You build a mental equivalent for what you want by getting interested in it. When you get interested in a desired goal, you begin to live as if having it is yours today. Let's take for an example, an Italian vacation will make you happy. As I embrace learning about Italy, the food, the different cities, the language, cruises, and walking tours, I am creating a mental equivalent of Italy. I am living as if I am in Italy now and ensuring my future visit. So today's podcast is about taking 1,000 action steps to embrace and create a mental equivalent. What lengths are you willing to go to be happier? How many action steps are you going to take to ensure you have the happiest life ever? Are you willing to take 10 action steps, or 20 action steps, or maybe take 32 action steps? How do you want to manifest your desire? Are you willing to take 100 action steps, or is that just too many? Ask yourself, how much do I want this? Dig deep. Be honest. If you really truly want something, you need to be willing to sacrifice and give 100% to attract and manifest your desire. Let me give you an example. Let's say you believe a new job will bring you greater happiness. What action steps and how many do you take? For example, you print your resume. You look online for new places to work, and you go drop off your resume at a couple businesses you selected. You wait for a call back and an interview. You never hear back. Now you're mad and you give up because nobody is hiring out there and it's hard to get a new job. So what happened here is not enough action steps were taken to get the new job you desired. For example, you had the first action step, which was print your resume. The second action step was look for a job. Third action step was drop off the resume. Fourth action step was get mad. Yes, that is an action step. Number 5 was create a belief system that nobody is hiring is an action step. And then number 6 is to give up. That was an action step also. That's 6 action steps. How bad did you really want a new job after you only took 6 action steps? Imagine for an instant you took 1,000 action steps to get a new job. Would you be more successful? Would you create a belief system around being hired? Would you be embracing the new job? Would you have created a mental equivalent
around having a new job? Yes, you would. Here is a question for you. What action steps can I take? Many moons ago, I got an idea. I was reading Oprah Winfrey's book, What I Know for Sure, when I realized they were a bunch of short stories that she brought together and created a book. For me, the seed was planted. My higher self, the inner knowing, said I could write short stories about my growth and journey to happiness and publish a book like this. And so it began. From that day forward, I took 1,000 action steps on my journey to publish a book. And in 2018, my dream came true. The key on the journey of action step is to be okay with the unknown. I had no idea how to write a book. I'm dyslexic, which impacts my spelling and vocabulary. I could have given up at any time. I realized I didn't have all the answers when I started. I started to ask myself questions and then research the answers. I decided and believed as I moved forward, all my questions would eventually have answers. I decided to live each day in the moment, believing each action step would bring me one step closer to my desire of being a published author. I didn't focus on publishing. I focused each day taking small action steps. I lived in the moment, not in the future. Notice in just a few paragraphs how many action steps I've already created on my way to 1,000 action steps. I read a book. I got an idea to write a book. Got the topic of my book, short stories about my growth and journey to happiness. Realizing I didn't have all the answers, I made the decision to be okay with not knowing. Realizing pitfalls, dyslexia, and vocabulary, and choosing to overcome fears. My sixth action step was ask myself questions and research the answers. 7, creating a belief system, knowing the answers would come to me. 8, deciding to live each day in the moment, believing each action step would bring me one step closer to my desire of being a published author. Each one of these 8 action steps is how I embraced and created a mental equivalent of becoming a published author. Imagine how many action steps it would take me from that first day in mid-2015 when the seed was planted to be a published author until mid-2018. 3 years later, I self-published my book. That's how you embrace and manifest a desire. That's how you ensure success and happiness. Also remember, while you are creating action steps for success, remember to include what you are willing to sacrifice in order to achieve success. My sacrifice was, I am willing to give up my free time to organize and write my book. I sacrifice and balance work life and social life, creating free time to set aside to dig in while I write. Along the way, I got more comfortable with not having all the answers and allowing space for the answers to come to me. Eckhart Tolle says, being at ease with not knowing is crucial for answers to come to you. I encourage you to embrace the unknown because the unknown is the best place to start. Through quiet meditation and quiet reflection, your higher self or inner knowing has an opportunity to guide you with insights and direction. Act on the direction you receive. Be okay with not knowing and trusting the process. Knowing eventually the day will come and your desired goal will be yours. Think for a moment and imagine the dedication I had over 3 years, time spent, hundreds of small action steps I took. Think about the questions and answers I created. Imagine the thousands of hours it took me to write, organize, and edit my book. Then, after thousands of hours during 3 years of my life, I finished my book with the final draft. How successful do you believe I will be at publishing that book? Would I actually take the final steps and publish? Or would I at the last minute give up. Imagine spending thousands of hours just to give up. It's unthinkable because I embraced being a writer. I built my mental equivalent. I took the action steps. I overcame fears, doubts, negative self talk, lack of worthiness, dyslexia, all in order to be a published author. I had positively strong feelings and beliefs around being a published author. Those are just some of the action steps that I took to become a published author. The time spent, the hours getting up early, the before work and after work, and saying no to friends and letting go of social time and just building my confidence and not knowing if it was good enough and not caring if it was good enough. Just moving forward in the direction of my goal. And I want to point out here what's really important is that I had a good time on the journey, living in the moment. So for 3 years, I lived, breathed, and ate this book and reliving my journey of self-discovery and reliving it with each word. So during my process of publishing a book and being a published author, I was actually enjoying my time while I was on that journey. And that's what we mean by living in the now, like this moment. All steps on your journey are supposed to be enjoyable, bringing you happiness. If they're not bringing you happiness, maybe you're following the wrong path of what it is that you want to do that's going to bring you happiness, because everything you do should be contributing to that greater happiness. If you did all this work over 3 years' time, do you believe you would have succeeded? It's unthinkable to believe it wouldn't happen. That's the point I am making. An athlete puts thousands of hours into winning competitions. Singers spend thousands of hours crafting their music and voice. Doctors spend thousands of hours practicing medicine, while pilots spend thousands of hours flying. What are you willing to spend 1,000 hours on in order to be happy? Live your best life and have your dreams come true. Are you willing to put in the hours? Are you willing to do the necessary action steps? If you desire something bad enough, the answer is yes, I can take 1,000 action steps. Thanks for listening to the podcast today, and we will see you next week. Check out past episodes for follow-ups and better learning. Follow me on dreweric.com and have a great week manifesting that happy life for yourself.